The gospel is not I, but Christ. It is not I plus Christ. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. We're now going into part number 4 of this 5-part series, looking from the inside out. Today, we're being warned about bad bread. Not bad bread because it molds. We're not even to that point, because normally we think of bad bread, mold, or maybe dry bread. No. Jesus is talking about the ingredients itself, this mixture of flour with leaven or yeast. That's what he warns us of. But before we start talking about bread and we get hungry, I want to thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button so others can find this video. By all means, pass this on and share it with someone else. And we welcome you to go visit our website, changeministry.org. There's so much more for you to see, to hear, and to learn. So here we go. Jesus is doing what he normally does, trying to save, trying to bless, trying to heal. But in the midst of doing good, he is still confronted with bad. This time again, in the form of the Pharisees. They question him. They call him out. And this is Jesus's response to their rejection. It says in Mark chapter 8, verse 11, the Pharisees came forth and began to question him, seeking of him a sign from heaven, tempting him. And he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, why doth this generation seek after a sign? Verily I say unto you, there shall be no sign given unto this generation. And he left them, and entering into the ship again departed to the other side. Now it's easy to feel or think that Jesus got frustrated. He storms out and he walks away. But that's not how he works. He's always working from love. He came. Remember, Jesus came because of love. So where is the love in this response? The love in the response is because he is reacting, not to their reaction, but he's reacting to their reacting to what he did earlier on in Mark. He had performed a miracle. In Mark chapter 8, verse 5 through 6, it says, and he asked them, how many loaves have ye? And they said 7. He commanded the people to sit down on the ground, and he took the 7 loaves and gave thanks and brake and gave to his disciples to set before them. It says now, and they did set them before the people. And in verse 9, and they that had eaten were about 4,000, and he sent them away. Now, we don't know if the Pharisees were a part of this crowd of the 4,000, or if they heard about it down the road, because the very thing that they were asking to see is what Jesus had already shown, is what he had already revealed or made plain. They were asking for him to give us a sign that you're the Son of God. And he had just fed at least 4,000 people. Are we catching it? Jesus's frustration was rooted in the fact that what he had laid out, what he had already declared or proclaimed, it wasn't enough. And they somehow believed in their mind or in their intellect that there needed to be more to what Jesus had already provided or revealed. The exact same thing can happen to us. When we look at the plain truth, the plain gospel, that we can then say, well, you know what? This is good bread, but it needs some jelly. Or this is manna, but this needs a little mayo or something. This is why he walked away. He didn't walk away from them. He was walking away from those who had already walked from him. They wanted to add on something. This explains why Jesus uses the parable or the warning to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Leaven was another word for yeast. What he was saying is, be careful to not be satisfied with the bread that I give you, but to then fall into the trap of feeling like we've got to add a little yeast. We got to raise it up or expand on something that was already plain or that's already given. And it's why when Jesus was trying to explain what it takes to be saved, he made it plain. No yeast provided. When he says what he says here in Matthew chapter 17, then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. In a Pharisaical mind, we can fast forward to the end of this verse and say, all right, in order to get this faith, I've got to now go pray and fast for it. Remember what Jesus was saying. The bread is enough. Forget about the yeast. What he was saying is that the very thing that's essential, you already have. It's that mustard seed of faith. It's that mustard seed of trust. My work and my prayer for you is that you will get everything out of the way and make it simple. Take away the complex and make it Christ focused. If the focus is on faith, that's all that's needed to be saved. Faith in the Son of God. And that faith is so precious that God is looking for people who are willing to move everything out of the way and to focus on the one thing that he asks that we give him. It's our faith. Brothers and sisters, keep it simple. Keep it simple to be saved. But guess what? Keep it simple even to stay saved.